right now we need to talk about another manager with even bigger expectations, and that is Antonio Conte. He was giving an interview after his Europa League win, but he said that Tottenham Hotspur spent a lot of money to make a brilliant stadium, and the training facilities are the best that I've seen. Then he talked about Harry Kane, how brilliant of a striker he is, and he wants to work with him and he wants to get the best out of him. So Antonio Conte is the kind of guy that you can trust for 2-3 years. So how do you think that Tottenham Hotspur need to approach this managerial signing, and do they need other players in the squad that fit his system? Because in the first win, the fullbacks were not Conte. So how do you think he approaches his job, and how Tottenham Hotspur should expect what to happen from him?
Well, to be honest, he's already looking to add to the midfield, right? So there's rumors suggesting that he's going to go after Brozovic of Inter Milan and Franck Kessié of AC Milan. Right? He's already going back to the Italian route and bringing in some very good players into the midfield. If either one of the Broz or Kessié comes in, it certainly improves what Tottenham is able to put out there on the field. Right now, the midfield is nothing to go home about. Is the attack that's really clicking for Tottenham. Right, it's always been the attack that's been clicking for Tottenham. Is Heung-min Son, it's Harry Kane, and it's Lucas Moura. And sometimes it comes down to their brilliance, which is helping Tottenham stay relevant in the conversation when it comes to top teams in the Premier League. But if you really think about it, it's going to be difficult to challenge for the top 4 spot, or actually the 4th spot in Premier League this season. Because I think, again, I could be wrong, but I'm going to say Liverpool, City, and Chelsea are probably going to be out of sight for top 3. Right, it's the 4th spot that's up for contention, and there's a lot of teams competing for it.
True.
Right now, we've got West Ham, we've got Manchester United. Now we've got Arsenal up there as well, who's really have been going through a transformation as of late under Mikel Arteta, who's able to really get something clicking there, right? So
True.
One thing I've learned is never to doubt Conte in a league, because he might not do that good in the starting season, but once he has his players, once he has got time to actually instill what he wants out of the players into the team, there's no coach that's better than him right now in league football. I can say that with surety right now. The only managers
Absolutely.
that come close to him is probably Pep Guardiola and Klopp, right? So I think he should be able to make Tottenham relevant once more with that in mind. But we shouldn't be expecting fireworks this season.
Absolutely. And one other thing is, a lot of French players at Tottenham Hotspur under Jose Mourinho might want to work hard and prove a point under him, because Dele, when they bought him from Lyon, he was wanted by every top 6 club in the top 5 leagues of European football. So Dele might be an option, because he is the workhorse that can change things for a Conte midfield. Now, with him, they have Harry Winks, they got Lo Celso. I'm not putting them in the bracket of a classical Antonio Conte player. Brozovic is out of contract at Inter Milan next season, so they will try to get him and give him a good contract. Maybe he will switch to England. Plus, there will be a new change of scenery that is required by top players every few years. So that is why I think Brozovic fits the profile perfectly. Plus, he is the kind of midfield force like Jorginho, who can spray the passes, move forward, and really get the team clicking, control the tempo of the game. So that is how Brozovic will fit the Conte philosophy perfectly. Now, top 4 is a realistic option because Conte is the kind of manager who just knows how to get things done. Like the prime Jose Mourinho, Antonio Conte is fulfilling that role in the world of football right now. So the expectations need to be realistic. A top 4 or even a top 6 finish would suffice this season. Next season, they can really challenge for the top 3 spots in the Premier League. Finally, do you see any change happening to Harry Kane? Do you think he will start scoring again? He scored 4 goals for England versus Albania, but that doesn't count for much.
But now that he's got Antonio Conte who's up his ass, there's no way that he doesn't perform. Right? So he transformed Lukaku at Inter, right? Lukaku was known to be a player who's lazy, whose first touch is really bad, and who's out of shape, right? And when Antonio Conte got his hands on him, he turned him into a top 5 striker, right? So turned his career around essentially. And Harry Kane is already a top 5 striker. He's already got the talent.
Absolutely.
And he's been scoring before Antonio Conte. So I don't see a reason why that Harry Kane shouldn't be able to perform at the levels and if not even higher levels than he was performing previously. So Conte's Tottenham is going to be really scary next season. It's just that this season they really have to give him some time to settle in, because that's typically the way that he competes, right? He's gonna still get you results. Don't get me wrong, but it's not going to be something to write home about. It's not going to be something crazy like a top four finish or even challenging the top three, right? So I don't see that happening this season, because he's just getting in halfway through, right? And it's not really a good Tottenham side if you really look down to it. So once he has the players that he wants, and once he's happy with the team, he's got them playing the way that he wants, he should be able to scrape out the 1-0, 2-0 or 2-1 wins that is typically very well known for. So next season is going to be exciting for Tottenham fans.